Hey, good morning, everybody. Bob Trade Genius here, the 6th of November. Thought I'd shoot you a before the open video here, and I'm out on a weekly here. I want to show you guys something. So this is the 10-year, and you remember last fall they did this same game they're doing right now. They're lifting the 10-year higher, and you know, initially it provides for a transfer of assets from bonds to stocks as people bail out of the bond market, so they don't take principal loss, and then they move their money into the stock market. Well, that only can last so long, and then here we had a big old sell, and then we got hit with a crossover here of the moving average, and then we kind of went down this ski slope here, a little back test here in spring, and then a little back test here in the summer, and then we plunged again into September. Now they're trying to lift it again through this QE that's not QE. But let me show you the SPY now. So there's the SPX. If you notice, it got to a point where they just couldn't handle the higher rates anymore, and it just tipped the market over. And then we got this big old buy here in January that we're still dealing with. But here you notice the late spring they backed up rates, we got to sell off. Summertime they backed up rates, we got to sell off. Now they're doing the same thing. I'm expecting another sell off. So I just thought I'd show that to you guys. And then of course the whipping boy when they do all this stuff is our good friend gold. I can even use the GC chart here now because it really doesn't matter. And so we have a little bit of a back test here, made a back test here, but gold's looking pretty decent here considering the what they're trying to do. And you know, my view is obviously that kills it all, but anything that you know, keeps us above probably this level right here, 1400 level, this last kind of big dip, you know, or consolidation I should say, should serve us well. Take a look at silver here while we're at it too. Silver's looking decent. They're always playing these games here, always trying to jam it. Look at these as they got up here. Look at these attempts to push silver down, and it's just not playing ball. This is, I think this is panic right here. Usually these big moves like this would bring it down, but it's not anymore. As long as it holds above this 1695 area, I think we're good to go on silver, and I think we're ready to make another case higher. And we went ahead, we re-entered, even though I think it's a little early yet, but I did it anyway, is we entered SIL. I wasn't ready to go into any other buys. We're a little bit slightly to the green on it, and let's see it extended, see if it'll stay that way because it's an ETF. So I think we're probably okay with SIL for the moment, and then I'll look for opportunities to add to the minor positions. But last week we got stopped out with profit. The ones we had this week we got stopped out, period, with losses. So that's kind of what's going on. Take a quick look at oil, see how oil's playing in all this as well. Let me go back to my futures. It's always good to take a step back and just look and to see where everything is kind of heading. Here's the oil. Oil's down a little bit today, and oil's just been struggling. Had some really good move into the summer, and then this whole area has just been a chop fest. I know they're trying to push it up higher again, and they may or may not succeed. I'm not sure. There's a lot of oil out there in the world, so I think they'll probably have a hard time getting it priced much higher than it is today, especially with all the other costs that are coming into the system for consumers. I think they'll fail. And then I want to show you nat gas, because I think that's where the play is at the moment. and I'm looking for a bit of a repeat here. I don't know if you guys saw this. I'll flip over to my chat room here. I'm going to show you something pretty interesting here. Look at this map. That's the snow cover map for Canada, Russia, China, United States. This is October, by the way, guys. All right. Solar minimum is coming. So something to definitely keep in mind. And the Chinese are buying pig carcasses like they're going out of style. They made amends with Canada because they need the food. And Smithfield Foods are just shipping whole hogs straight over. They're freezing them, shipping them straight over to China, where they'll further cut them down. So it's going to cause a problem here in the U.S. because China literally can eat our entire pig population and leave us starving. So it's going to be some interesting political earthquakes as that starts to take effect, because China, basically their pig population, they can't get that virus under control. So pretty scary. You might want to go to Costco and buy one of those bacon 4-packs and throw it away, so you can be nostalgic for bacon here next year when it's at $10.99 a pound versus $3.99 a pound. So you heard it here first. Anyway, you guys have a good one, and if you want to trade with us, tradelikeagenius.com. We're always open for business. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.